So last week, I smelled smoke and I started to walk outside of my house here in Barbados. And I noticed that the sky was gray. And across the street, another fire had just started right here in my parish St. Philip. And it was slowly surrounding my house. In Barbados, it's currently the dry season, and the bush and grasslands have been burning. And I thought to myself, well, we have a treaty for this, and we've had one for almost 30 years. So why every year are we still watching things burn? My name is Ramon Jackman, and today I will assess the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification and Drought, or more commonly known as the UNCCD. I'll discuss what it promises, what it has failed to deliver, and also what must change. So, the UNCCD is one of the three Rio Conventions born from the 1992 Earth Summit. It was adopted in Paris on June 17th, 1994, and it was placed in force by December 1996. To date, 197 countries are parties, including Barbados, which ratified it in 1997. The treaty's core tool is the National Action Program, where each country must build its own plan for sustainable land management and drought resilience. In 2022, at COP15 in Abidjan, drought was formally added to the treaty title, and this recognized that land degradation and drought are inseparable. So, 40% of Earth's land is already degraded. 3.2 billion people are affected, and drought costs the world $307 billion annually. That's a lot of money. By 2050, over 200 million people could be displaced because of land degradation alone. This is not strictly an environmental crisis, but it also ropes in food, water, and human rights into this crisis. So, under the UNCCD, Barbados joined Annex III, the Latin America and Caribbean Regional Annex. So, what this means is that Barbados committed to a national action program, Land Degradation Neutrality, by 2030, and building national drought monitoring systems. So, these are real commitments, but commitments and delivery are two different things, of course. This year, the United Nations University declared the world has entered a state of water bankruptcy. And it's not a temporary crisis, but more so irreversible damage. And damage specifically to the freshwater systems we depend on. 4 billion people already face severe water scarcity. Also, a study in Science Advances found wildfires are now synchronizing globally, extreme fire conditions hitting multiple regions at the same time. The fires near my home in Barbados are part of the pattern. The UNCCD has not stopped this. So I am calling for four amendments. One, a dedicated small island developing states protocol. We need our own annex, built around saltwater intrusion, eroding soils, and also intensifying dry seasons. Two, mandatory transparent reporting. So standardized public data from every country every 2 years. Because accountability also requires visibility, of course. And three, a direct climate finance link for SIDS. Remove the barriers to the Green Climate Fund and Global Environment Facility for small island states. Finally, mandatory youth and community co design of the national action programs. Not simply consultation, but actual decision making power. I have stood outside and watched the smoke rise, and I've seen what happens when the land suffers. Right now, the whole area is scorched. The UNCCD gave us a framework, but a framework without action is only paper. So I'm here to say today that the land we stand on deserves to stand. So thank you for listening to me.